What's good, YouTube? Your boy Natty Baps is back in the spot. Hold on, gotta change my camera. Oh, much better now. Welcome back. It's Tuesday, so you know what that means. Recap show week. This time, Thanksgiving weekend. Week 13 is in the books in the NFL season. Some fantastic finishes, some questionable coaching decisions, some just bad quarterback play. All of it, some lucky moments. We'll talk about all of it. Shabazz is here. He is setting up. I'm back. It's gonna be back. The reason why I wasn't here is because my school, shout out to Warren Central, they had a whiteout. They had their first varsity game at home, and I have a student who was on the team. He was like, "Yo, pull up." And I was like, "I got you." So I pulled up to support them. Then ended up getting smoked by 30, but that's neither here nor there. We're going to be talking about all the games, everything that you need to know that happened in week 13, the good, the bad, the ugly. Shabazz is setting up, so he'll show up soon. But again, drop a like, subscribe if you're new, tell a friend to tell a friend. Man, week 13, it's crazy. College football season's almost over. The conference championship games is this weekend. NFL's about to be week 14. The Bime again in part 2. Like, man, we here, man. We here, man. This just brings a tear to my eye. But we're going to start off with the way we always start off with Thursday night football. But this time was Thanksgiving. So Thursday night football game 1. The Bears waste the clock as time expires against the Lions. Lions escape 23-20. Shabazz, welcome.
What up?
Nice. Okay, Nickelodeon. Okay.
I'm saying it's a little oldie but goodie.
Right, but the Bears mismanaged the clock against the Lions as the Lions escaped 23-20. Look, tale of two halves. The first half, Lions looked like the Super Bowl juggernaut that a lot of people thought of. They had more first downs. They had more points than the Bears had first downs in the first half. They had more drives than the Bears had first downs. That's so baffled to me. They were up 16-0. 16-0. And then just shut the bed. I lied, 13-0. It was 13-0 at halftime. Bears score a touchdown. They score a touchdown. And then at the end, the Bears had a chance to at least go to overtime, which before I continue, my parlay that I gave Shabazz almost cashed. It almost cashed. The Bears over 48.5. It was 40. It was at 43. They had the ball at the 30-yard line with 35 seconds left. They take a field goal. They're going into overtime at 46 points. And barring a safety, we are scoring a touchdown or a field goal and going over. Everything else hit. The only thing that did not hit was the Bears Lions over. So luckily for me, I parlayed everything else. Chiefs, Texans, Commanders. We'll talk about all those games. And the Cardinals Vikings game, hell, almost didn't go over, but we got lucky. But again, I almost was clutch. But back to the Lions. Lions just second half shot the bed. The Bears need to figure out a way to start fast. There have been a second half team for way too long. The last couple of weeks, their second halves have been, we're going to actually throw the ball down the field. They're going to let Keenan Allen go crazy and DJ Moore and Cole Kmet. But no, in the first half, they want to try to establish the run and do anything. Like they can't run. They're not a good running team. They have moments with DeAndre Swift, but they're not a good running team. Maybe throw the ball down the field to set up the run. How about that? But again, the Bears fired their head coach. They had Matt Eberflus. The Lions win. They're 11-1. They're cooking with grease. They're cooking. But it's one of those things where it's like, it's not a fraudulent 11-1. It's just one of those things where like good teams find a way to win and or allow and let teams with bad coaches just coach themselves into a loss. Bears had a good chance to tie this game to go to overtime. Maybe they lose in overtime. Again, who knows? But the Bears have lost, I think, 6 straight games now at this point, which, again, that's not how you keep it. That's not how you keep your job. And last thing before I pass it off to you, it's a shame for Caleb Williams because this is a Bear coaching cycle all over again. I wish I had the clip ready to go with Danny Perkins, but it's like Mitch Trubisky. He gets drafted. Yes, the wrong pick, but they draft him. Then they fire their coach, hire Matt Nagy. He coached for a little bit. They draft Justin Fields. They fire Matt Nagy after a season, hire Matt Eberflus. Then they draft Caleb Williams after one season, get a new coach. There's no consistency. There's no continuity and no development in Chicago. And hopefully Caleb Williams breaks this trend. But man, it's a bad sign when after another season of high expectations, you're firing your coach again. So that's all I really gotta say on that. Lions good win. And it is what it is.
Um, I don't know. I did tell us two halves, right? One half we got the Lions dominating. The run game was going crazy. But then Gibbs fumbles in the second half when they about to go up, I think 30, not 30, but like high 20s to nothing. It's like, wow. But he fumbles. And that's the momentum swing that the Bears needed. And they finally locked in. Okay. It's the second time back-to-back weeks where they don't do anything remotely offensive in the first half. And in the second half, they want to turn up. Like, no, like you have to be you finish the half strong and that carries over, or you just you pick a half. Sorry, damn, I got this congestion thing going on. I mean, I don't know. Bears, they're done. And those who've been saying that Bears to the playoff, kind of a dud, but I don't know, man. Detroit, even Detroit. I don't know how I feel about Detroit because the defense is not good, and they keep getting injured on that side of the ball. And yeah, sure, they're 11-1, could be 12-0 because that week 2 loss to Tampa is like an eye scratch. Like, what the hell happened? But then you're like, it's in the playoffs and championships. It's not who's the best team. It's who, and a lot of the times, it's who's the healthiest team. And right now, Detroit and Zanone's out, Hutchinson's out. Like, there's so many. I saw on Pat McAfee's show yesterday. Like, there's a whole like gluttony of injuries on the defensive side of the ball. Now, can they win a Super Bowl or win the playoff game 41, whatever? Sure, but what happens when the run game isn't going and Jared Goff is missing throws to Amon-Ra? What happens when your offense is stalled and you need your defense to make a stop? It's kind of shaky. So optimistic about Detroit. I think if they win this week, are they on a bye week?
No, they play the Packers.
Oh yeah, so I think if they win this week, they're in the playoffs. Like clinch a playoff spot. 12 wins definitely gets you in. I don't know. I'm not optimistic about the Lions' chances to go deep in the playoffs. They need that 1 seed though. They definitely need that 1 seed. Game 2. I don't want to, this shit was ass, bro. I don't want to talk about this game. Like this game happened. It went. I'm eating Thanksgiving food with Shorty and her parents, and we playing Scrabble while this game was going on. Like that's how you know, like, no, like the shit was irrelevant.
Yeah, I got nothing else really to add either. I mean, this game happened. Cowboys defense feasted. They had, I think, 7 sacks against them, which Giants offensive line is trash. We already knew this. Drew Lock had made some plays, but bad interceptions. The pick 6 that the Cowboys had was just like, what in the world are you doing? It was a great play by the defender, but just why are you throwing screen passes when you have no offensive line that can block is a bad recipe. Maybe I don't know, but yeah, this game happened. This was the nap game. I was driving during this game. I didn't care. I got to my friend's place at like halftime of this game, so it's literally perfect. I missed a lot, so it is what it is. This game happened, as Shabazz said. A lot of people took a nap. A lot of people got different places, different foods, played Scrabble. This game happened. Cowboys win. Their slim playoff hopes are still alive. Hey man, go on a run, make things interesting, and then lose them last week of the season. That would be chef's kiss. That would be freaking hilarious. But hey, Giants, you're taking You know you're bad. It is what it is. Now the nightcap. Dolphins freeze their tails off as Packers win 30-17. I I can't say I called this. I was perfect in terms of I thought the Bears would cover, the Cowboys would blow them out, won by more than 3.5, and I also picked the Dolphins to win, or the Dolphins to lose. Once I realized it was Green Bay in the winter below 20 degrees, bro, dude, that's the easiest combination of fade Miami, fade Miami. They're cool, they're cute, but at the end of the day, they don't got. I'm not gonna call them break dancers like Chris Broussard, but it's one of those things where it's like you gotta get some tough boys, bro. Like we're gonna talk. We talk about college football. Oh, Notre Dame is hosting. If the playoffs were tomorrow, Notre Dame would be hosting Alabama. The cold, bro. Them Southern boys don't know about this Northern cold, son. Like that's what I'm trying to tell people, bro. Like hell, I don't want to be in the cold, but I know how to embrace it. I know how to play in it. I know how to live in it. Put somebody in Alabama as soon as Alabama gets a sprinkle of snow, they shut down the city. So same thing with Miami. If it started snowing tomorrow in Miami, the city was shut down. That same thing happened with that offense. Offense was bad in the first half. Josh Jacobs, yes, he didn't have as many yards or he didn't have to do as much. Still got into the end zone. Jordan Love, another good performance of I think 3 touchdowns, no picks. The game started and ended in the first drive. Packers go 3-and-out. Oh, cool. That looks great. And all of a sudden, muff punt. Like they punt off, the guy muffs it, then Josh Jacobs scores a touchdown. So that's a situation where it's like, yep, it's over at that point. It's over at that point. Yeah, the Dolphins made it a game in the second half, but it was over. There was nothing. There was no fighting back. But now for Miami, here's the thing: you got New York, you got the Jets, so you're slim playoff hopes right now. You are the 9 seed. If the playoffs were like you need the Broncos to start losing games. They're on a bye week, but hey, anything can happen in the last 5 weeks of the season. You just handle your business. Don't worry about the draft status. Don't worry about anything like that. You win. You keep winning. The Broncos, they're high right now. We're gonna talk about them later on in that crazy ass game, the full Jameis experience. But they win. The Dolphins lose. Packers win. They're in contention with they're in contention with the division still. They go to Detroit Thursday Night Football. Chef's kiss. It's third. Yes, it's no, it's at Detroit.
Oh,
The Detroit Lions went to Green Bay already and put them on them.
right. They did put it on them.
So, but yeah, good one for the Packers.
I don't know, man. Everyone is like, I think they're too. I don't think it's a Tua thing. I think it's just a Miami Dolphin thing. Like the Mike McDaniel culture, like it's kind of soft. Like they can't be good teams. They can both race the bad ones. Okay, cool. Who you trying to beat? The Chiefs, Buffalo, Ravens, Texans, Chargers. Like you go down the list, and it's like Chargers would cook you just out of physicality alone, whether Miami or in LA. Houston maybe, but like they're kind of far in the 8 ball, and now you're hoping that teams lose. It can happen. They're not out of it yet. I think they got 8 losses now. They got to go on the heater to even have a chance. We'll see. Packers, great win. Josh Jacobs killed. He's been dogging. You talked about it last Tuesday, like him, Henry, Barkley, like those three just man. I'm proud of him. He's in a situation that's like it's not only him. In Oakland or Vegas, it was only him. Now it's him. It's Jordan Love with Tucker Kraft, fucking Christian Watson, and Jalen Reed and Dontavian. They have a plethora of young talent around him. So it's not just them stacking the box. Nah, Love can throw that thing. Pause. And then the defense is very opportunistic as well. So and you're very physical at the point of attack. So it's kind of like, hey man, you gotta see it. You gotta see it. Now Black Friday. First of all, I did Black Friday shopping. Never again. But this game was kind of a dull. Like I keep it a stack. I did not watch it until like the last like 5 minutes. But I'm looking at the score because obviously I'm a guy. I'm at home and I'm like, what's the score? I'm checking the score. They slowly up, score. But I'm like, it's not really moving me. The Chiefs, they're 11-1. Their biggest problem is the red zone because they had a lot of opportunities to really put it on the Raiders, but they continuously had to settle for three time after time. And yeah, sure, in a regular season game against a division opponent who you've owned for the last 8 years, it's not really a real need for the red zone scoring. But December into January is where you start preparing for what you need to do in the playoffs. And the defense is good. A lot of yards that Aiden O'Connell threw in for, mainly to Brock Bowers, but that's fine. The run game for the Raiders was non-existent, so shout out to the Chiefs for that. But offensively, they really got to pick up that red zone if they really want to have that opportunity to do a three-peat. Because I think you see the commandments, the Natty Baps commandments, like don't turn over the ball, touchdowns, not field goals. Like you gotta finish. You gotta finish those drives. Granted, you're happy you put points on the board at all and to make those kicks, just tucking. But you still want touchdowns at the end. You want those seven. Seven is greater than three. So they definitely have their. I mean, I don't know who's left on this. Oh, they got Pittsburgh on their schedule. They got actually no, they got Denver again. They got the Chargers again, and they got Pittsburgh in the last 5 games. So that's actually a pretty tough slate of games there. But we'll see. We shall see. And then for the Raiders, at this point, you're looking at drafting Shador or Cam Ward. We'll see how that goes. So good luck to you. Just should have traded Max Crosby, man. Free Max, man.
Word. This game I watched everything about it. While I was watching college football, of course. This game was weird. This game was so weird. And they talk about the last seconds. Like the Raiders had a chance. They're driving the ball down the field. I think they were almost in field goal range. And then all of a sudden, just bad snap, fumble, game over. Chiefs escape. It's just one of those things where like you beat the Panthers, right? Panthers hung in tough. The Broncos, or you blocked their field goal to win. You lose to Buffalo. So like the last 4 games, right? Broncos, you barely beat them. Bills, you lose by 2 possessions. Then you barely beat the Panthers, and then you barely beat the Raiders. Those close losses, we talked about it years ago with Minnesota. But Minnesota kept losing, but kept winning close games. Their point differential was like minus, like it was like they had like there was like 13-4 or 13-3 or whatever, but they had like the point differential like -10. Why? Because they kept winning close games, and then they got blown out. When they lost bad. Now again, Kansas City gets benefit of the doubt. You have Patrick Mahomes, you have Andy Reid, you have Isaiah Pacheco, you have Travis Kelce, you have all the great teams. They have great players and great system and great everything about the Chiefs is great. But at some point, they're gonna lose. And calling it now, upset alert. They will lose to. They play the Chargers this week in Sunday Night Football.
Woo!
Calling it now. I think the Chargers go into Arrowhead and win because again, the Chargers play. The Chargers have been getting chargered a lot, but the Chiefs have been winning these weird games the way the Chargers would lose these games, the way the Bears would lose these games. Bad teams that win. Oh my God! It took a blocked field goal for us to win or for us to lose type situation. So again, this is a situation. I think the Chiefs they're flying too close to the sun, and I think that they go out and just lay an egg. I also could be wrong, and it's Sunday Night Football on prime time in Arrowhead, and they just put it on the Chargers. But who knows? I think every single time it's in Arrowhead, I always pick the upset. I don't know why. I must say this, I guess. Then Saturday Sunday slate, we had Kirk Cousins. He got picked off 4 times, a pick 6. Falcons find a way to fail. They fail a way to fail again. They never hover above 500 for too long. I think they're at 500 right now, if I'm not mistaken.
They are 6-6.
They are 6-6. Boom. Kirk Cousins staple. Never go above 500. You gotta stay hovering around that. The agenda was hitting for like the first half of these games, or like the first game, and then the 4 o'clock slate. The agenda was hitting. But my agenda had the Chargers to win. Boom. Didn't care how it happened. Justin Herbert didn't play a great game. They doing fake punts. They doing everything under the sun except for running the ball down the Falcons' throat. Their defense is not good. I've said this. I've said this before. They have big names, but they're not good. And I said Kirk Cousins is Basuda. He's not going to take this team to the playoff in terms of, oh my God, they're going to compete. A lot of people thought that they would contend for the title. And I'm like, no, they're not a good team. They're not a good team. They just play in a sorry-ass division. Yes, I can say that. The Saints suck. Panthers suck. Bucks have moments, but they suck. Falcons are part of that clusterfuck of trash. They just are the best quarterback, quote unquote, of the team. But I take Baker Mayfield over Kirk Cousins. I'll take Bryce Young, what we've been seeing for the last couple of weeks. I'll take that over Kirk Cousins. But you come off a bye and throw 4 picks, 2 of them to the same guy. That's bad for business. That's really bad for business. And one's a pick 6. Oh, when your defense, and I got to give them credit, they held it down. The defense held it down against the Chargers. Chargers might be missing J.K. Dobbins more than you'd expect. But at the end of the day, when it needed to make a play, when the rubber met the road and they needed to make a play, Kirk Cousins, interception in the end zone, ball game. 4 picks. You don't have the coach like Dan Campbell. You don't have the roster like the Lions to overcome 5 interceptions, let alone 4. The absolute sentiment for me. I loved it. I love watching every moment of his throwing interceptions. I loved every second of it. But Kirk Cousins, what are we doing? How do you respond? You're 6-6. You had a 3-game lead in the division. Now, if the Saints would have won, it would be 1 game back. We're 2 games back. That's fine. But 5 weeks, crazier things have happened.
It's kind of rough, for being a Falcons fan. I think you got the highs when he threw for 500 yards on that Thursday night, but I think that was the peak because you look at who they like. Yeah, they beat Philly week 2, but more it was like Philly beat themselves. You lost to Pittsburgh early week 1. I give you that because first game back off a torn Achilles, like you're not gonna be 100%. I just think that 6-6 is pretty much what they are. Like you beaten Carolina, you beaten New Orleans, but in our game, even that game, New Orleans beat themselves because they the first time should have won, and then you saw the second time they put belt to ass. It's like okay, cool. And then the second time you play Tampa Bay. They have Evans. This was the game right after and Evans was injured. Godwin was injured. So it's like, are you really a good team? And I don't know what their schedule is on top of my head, but I know 2 weeks from now they play the Vikings.
That's this week.
Oh, that's this week. Okay, so you play the Vikings. And it's like it's Kirk Cousins' revenge game. Are you going to step up to that Brian Flores defense? Kyle Pitts, where are you, sir? I'm glad I dropped you from fantasy. I'm still a fan of his. Like I have faith in him, but dude, like quarterback's not loving the man. Like what's going on? Desmond Ridder, Kirk Cousins doesn't matter. The only thing he did anything for was the national tight end day. That was it. Jake London's a dog, but that's pretty much it. B. John wants to be an actor more so than a running back. Like then the defense, like you mentioned, perfectly mentioned, is just a bunch of names. Great names. Matt Judon, Justin Simmons, AJ Terrell. You're like, oh, okay, they got a nice little lineup here. And then you can't even fault the defense. They allowed 17. They allowed 10. It was a pick 6. They allowed 10 points. So it's like, dude, what are we doing? You tell me, my defense allows 10 points and we still lose the game? Kirk Cousins, put your head down, sir. And now there's rumblings about Michael Penix starting. I'm like, I think if this was in a Carolina situation where they were like 3-8 or 3-9 and the season's lost, then I would go with the Rook, see what happens, make some shake. Or it could be like a Joe Flacco's and Lamar situation, right? Like Joe Flacco's not playing the best, they're not winning as much as they should. They go to the Rook, and then Lamar takes his first couple of games. He was like 5-1, leads into the playoffs, wins the division. It could be like there's 5 games left. So you have those options that are available to you. But I just don't know. You're not going to win anything with Kirk Cousins. I was dead wrong on that one. 100% wrong. I'm thinking, they could win like 11 to 12 games. If you're looking to get to 8, 9, it's rough. It's real rough out here. Speaking of rough, boy. Oh, my God. Bengals had one job and couldn't do it. Their moniker was offense. And their defense just defensive coordinator gotta get fired. Everybody gotta get cut. If you offer an extension, you're not getting no extension. Cam Taylor Britt, shut up. Dude.
Damn.
You're at home. And this discourse, this ruffled a lot of feathers because Shannon Sharp is actually telling the truth. If you don't get 2 strip sacks, 1 for a touchdown, and you throw a pick, you win the game because your defense spotted you 7 with a pick 6 early. Your defense, although it was shaky, you had opportunities to move the ball down the field on the Pittsburgh defense. But yet, inopportune times and some Mike Tomlin magic, voodoo magic, strip sack, TJ Watt. Strip sack and scoop and score by I forgot his name. It's not Heisman. Highsmith's out, but someone else. And then you throw a bad interception. And then everyone's like, oh, but look at the stats. Look at the stats. We literally saw it last night with Jameis. Had like almost 500 yards, but he threw 2 pick sixes and another pick. Is that loss on Jameis? Right? Yes, it is, because you throw for all these yards, but it doesn't really equate to anything. 4 touchdowns. Okay, Joe Burrow with the first game against Baltimore threw for 3-something with 5 touchdowns. But what was the difference? He threw a pick to Marlon Humphrey, which forced overtime. It's like, dude, like 2 things can be true at the same time. Joe Burrow is playing the best ball of his career, but he's also making those timing mistakes that you can't make when you're trying to peel off a playoff push. So now you're 5-7 instead of 6-6. I lied. 4-8. No, 4-8, right? Am I tripping? Cincinnati.
The Bengals are 4-8.
4-8 could easily be 6-6, and then you're right in the thick of it. But bro, because you think that the wild card, Ravens are 8-5, who got the tiebreaker over you. Chargers are 8-5, 8-4, with the tiebreaker over you. Broncos, you play the Broncos later on in the season, and you probably lose that game, so they'll have the tiebreaker over you. So it's like, dude, what are you playing for at this point? And then Joe Burrow even said it. I feel bad for Burrow, although it's fuck the Bengals as a team. I do like some of the players. I like Chase. I like Burrow. I like him. Burrow was like, he said 2 things. One yesterday, no, on Sunday, one today. First thing he said was that these last 5 or 6 games are going to determine who you can win with and who you can't.
Yeah.
The same guy that says the playoff window is my entire career, that's crazy. Have the mighty have fallen. Second thing he said, playoffs is the furthest thing from my mind because he knows it's not happening, but he can throw for 5,000. He could be. He's not gonna be. He wouldn't be all pro because he'll be Lamar and Allen, but he could be a Pro Bowler, 5,000 yards, all these accolades. And sure, Jamar Chase can be a first team All Pro again and maybe win the Triple Crown. But at the end of the day, it's like, what do you do? And it goes to show you, like, maybe you should have traded T for some defensive help or some draft picks. Hindsight being 2020, you definitely do. I don't know, man, because now you got to pay Chase. And you got to pay T, but you're going to let T walk. And the fact that Chase is doing his best season of his career for basically free,
Yeah.
that's Jefferson got 35. So he's looking like either 36 or even pushing up to 40. You cannot win the Super Bowl with your wide receiver one and your quarterback making combined, like let's say he gets 40 M's, $90+ million between the two. Because then you're gonna be in a lot of those early Peyton situations, early Drew Brees with the Saints, where he went 7-9, but he's throwing for 5,000 yards because your defense can't stop shit. It's like, dude, it's rough. And for Pittsburgh, bro, I was talking so much crap about Pittsburgh's offense because for the last couple of weeks it's been consistently going down and down and down and down and down. They want to out here drop 30, they scored 37. It's like, damn. And I needed them to lose because we lost. Now, like, we're now 2 games back instead of 1 game back. Or even if we had 1, we would have been leading the division. So it's like, damn, bro. So, it kind of makes you think I gotta do it myself.
Yeah. I only got one thing to say about this game. The Steelers, man. Mike Tomlin. Again, whatever double magic he be playing in terms of like not going under 500. He's like the coaching since 2007. The Steelers. That's 17 years, 18 season. Hasn't had a losing season yet. So congrats to Mike Tomlin, man. That's all I really gotta say.
I was bold. Like, he don't have his first losing season, yo. He don't have his first losing season, yo.
You said it, not me.
I did say that. I was bold with it too.
And I'm like, bro, it's Mike Tomlin, bro. Like he's gonna be fine. And who we got? We got Russell, Sierra's husband, and all that stuff. And here he is, the 3 seed in the AFC, just winning games, doing what I gotta do. Some games I don't really care about, like this game. Texans get back on track. They win again, 23-20. The crazy things happen in Jacksonville, as you did mention. This game was ugly. Of course it was, because it's Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence. Obviously, the big talk was Aziz Al-Shahari. I think I said his name. I probably butchered it. The late hit on Trevor Lawrence. That's how he got suspended. I'm biased. I think that it's a soft call. But again, yes, you can't hit the quarterback when he's running. But at that point, he's a runner and not a quarterback. Quarterback should know how to slide earlier so he doesn't get hurt. Like there's a lot of fault on both players, but I don't think he should be suspended for it. You don't want to ruin someone's livelihood because they did a bad hit. I'm a Saints fan, Bounty Gate. So this is a Bounty Gate, but like again, I don't think he did a bad thing. I think it's just unfortunate situation. Texans win, cool. They're back on track. They're gonna win the AFC South. They're gonna clinch the division in like 2 weeks. I got nothing. I got nothing else.
I don't know. I feel like you're right, 100%. I think I agree with you. I think to ban the guy, kind of OD. To be honest,
He's suspended for 3 games. So
yeah, my fault. Not ban. Sorry, suspending for 3 games is kind of tough. But even like, bro, Houston let them back in the game.
Yeah,
and it's like, dude, like you letting Jacksonville compete with you, bro. Knowing that who's on your schedule. Eventually, you gotta play Baltimore and Kansas City.
Like,
back to back. That's tough, bro. That's honestly tough. So, Lord have mercy. I'm Houston's definitely a year away. they have the rookie quarterback window or the rookie contract window. But I mean, also I want to shout out Daniil Hunter, 10.5 sacks, cooking. Will Anderson 9.5 sacks, and he missed I think a game or two, so he's cooking. So shout out to that defensive front. He that there's I think that's the starting safety, so he will be missed. But CJ Stroud is missing throws, man. He's missing throws that he shouldn't. I don't know. Vikings come back against the Cardinals, bro. This game was hype. I ain't gonna lie. This game was a dud because it was just a defensive battle. But then I think 19 it was like 19-6, and then Vikings just came back and stormed back, and I was like, I was hyped because I had the Vikings winning the game, but I was also hyped because like, okay, Sam Darnold making a comeback, and he's making himself a lot of money in the offseason, whether it be as a backup or as it be as a starter for a team that has a low draft pick. Either way, my son is making moves, and it's a good thing to see. It's honestly a good thing. What I think he should do is the Giants. I would love it, but they're not gonna drop the black quarterback. Oh, I would love Shador in New York, bro. I would love Shador in New York, and then you sign Sam so that you actually sit Shador until he's ready to go. And I think we're gonna talk about this more with Bryce and Anthony Richardson, but I gotta say, I think sitting quarterbacks is the move. Now, how does this relate to Sam Darnold? Because a team that drafts a quarterback can sign Sam Darnold for like a good 2-year contract or even a 1-year contract. Play out the contract, and then, or even like a one, knowing that, okay, eventually I'm gonna be a backup, or even Minnesota keeps him because JJ McCarthy's he got a fucked up knee. Maybe he needs more time. Maybe Sam Darnold can capture that magic more. Either way, he's coming out a winner in this contract. Like, he's coming out a huge winner. I'm so happy for Sam. Super happy for him.
Yeah, I had the over in this game. It was at 44 and a half. I was expecting fireworks, and we got them towards the end. The one thing I would want to mention about this game, and we can move on, the ending. Not in the Vikings last minute touchdown ending. The Cardinals had fourth and goal at like the 2 yard line, and they decided to kick a field goal to go up six instead of going for a touchdown to go up at that point go up 10. And Greg Olson was having like none of it. He was like, "Bro, what are y'all doing? Like y'all should try to score a touchdown." Because the worst that happens, because right now you're up 3. The worst that happens if you don't score a touchdown, they have to go the length of the field in about a minute to get points to go into overtime. That's the worst. Okay, if they score a touchdown, whether or not you kick a field goal and you make it, if they score a touchdown, you lose regardless. But how about you go for it? Go for it on fourth down. If you get it, it's a touchdown. You're up 10 as a like. So like Greg Olson was having a full on like conniption about it. He's like, "Bro, what are y'all doing?" And I totally agree. Like people just don't know situational awareness. Like I was at Thanksgiving with some people's houses, and they're like when the Bears ended up like they scored a touchdown, went for 2, you're down 16. I'm like, yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. They're like, huh? What? What are you gonna go for 2 now? It's a dumb decision. I'm like, because it's a 2 possession game. If you get the 2 point conversion, you're down 8. So people just don't know what they're talking about. Vikings win. Aaron Jones redemption game. He came. He had a bad fumble, bad couple weeks. He got into the end zone, game winner. Justin Jefferson had a big game. But Trey McBride, the one thing I'm gonna say, and then I'm gonna move on. Trey McBride, he's cooking. He has a lot of yards, a lot of catches, but no touchdowns. They gotta find a way to get my boy to the end zone. They gotta find a way. There's no way that Nick Westbrook Akine has 20 catches on the season and 8 touchdowns. You heard that right, Shabazz. 20 catches on the season and 8 touchdowns, but Trey McBride can't get into the end zone. That doesn't compute. I know it's different teams, but that doesn't compute for me. Anthony Richardson, Colts come back to beat the Patriots 25-24. this game sucked until the end. Just like a lot of these games are bad until the fourth quarter. And Anthony Richardson, second time in a couple weeks, had a big comeback. Had some massive plays down the stretch. Was he pretty? No. Was he great throughout the entire game? No. In the fourth quarter, when it mattered most, he pulled up, had a rushing touchdown, had just great plays. And the fact that the Patriots kicked a 68 yarder and came up like a yard and a half short, that's cinema. That's cinema. I did pick the Patriots to win. I had bet them to cover. 2.5 was just both teams are equal. Drake May is gonna be fine. He's gonna make rookie mistakes. Anthony Richardson will be fine. And as you mentioned, give a guy time to sit and learn and actually learn how to play in the NFL. Especially a guy like Anthony Richardson who hadn't played that much in college. He had one season in college. He had 10 total starts in college. And then you come put him in the league for high potential and you bench him. No. So, but that's all I gotta say. Colts win. They keep their slim playoff hopes alive. It's not even slim. They just need the Broncos to lock. They need the Broncos to start losing. But other than that, they're fine. They're in the playoff. They're in the thick of things. And
I don't want to see the Colts in the playoffs. I don't.
Oh, me neither.
I'd rather see the Broncos. I'd rather see the Broncos. I think they can go on the road to a Pittsburgh, to a Buffalo, to a Houston, and win. Kansas City, they will play them tough because the rubber match or whatever like that. We'll see, man. I'm for the Colts. It's not like a fall from grace, but like, all right, you're seeing a lot of redeemable qualities with this team. You just need a couple more pieces. Like you need more, maybe more offensive linemen, and especially on the defense. Like you definitely need like a shutdown corner because like Drake May was dealing until he wasn't. But I just love I love the ballsiness of Shane Steichen. He was like, you got the touchdown. He's like, we on the road. We gonna go for this shit. And if we lose, I stand by the sword. And they went for it, and they got it. Like that's the kind of that's a win that carries over and builds confidence in the young quarterback. So huge shout out. And then plus, if you're the Patriots, do you really want to win games? Like, yeah, you want to play well, but do you want to win? It's kind of like shaky. It's a slippery slope. Like you obviously want to show out as a professional, but I know management and the GMs is like, oh, we lose it. We get a higher draft pick.
Yeah, you have your quarterback of the future.
You know what I'm saying?
If you want to trade down, you can trade down and still accrue assets because you guys need a lot more than just a quarterback. It's good to have Drake May, but you need a lot more. You need offensive linemen. You need like skilled position guys. But hey, and I'm sorry to cut you off, but you perfectly said it. It's like you want to look good, but you still want to lose. like that's the whole point of a tank. You know, you got to look good at some moments. Had some. Oh, this guy's good. This guy's good. This guy's good. Could use an upgrade at this position, but Patriots will be fine. I think the Patriots. It's kind of scary to say that they are they back? Are they going to be back next year?
They might. They might.
Right.
Gino gets his revenge on the Jets. I love this. Leonard Williams gets his revenge on the Jets too because Leonard Williams was drafted by the Jets and they just let him go. If you're a Jets fan, you're tight, you're upset, but you're also like, Aaron Rodgers can walk. Drafted his replacement. You're not in worse conditions. You know what I'm saying? Hire Vrabel if he wants to be there. I doubt. I think the best QB job, I say QB coaching job is kind of actually Chicago. Like I think Chicago is a great coaching job because you have a good defense. You have good defensive personnel, and you have good offensive personnel. You just draft an offensive lineman, you straight. You pretty much straight. I think for the Jets, like you're gonna come out with the season with a lot of defensive stars. Quentin Williams, Sauce Gardner, etc. Offensively, you got Brees Hall, Garrett Wilson. And then you drafted an offensive lineman, so he'll get better. and you'll just draft offensive lineman, and you draft a quarterback, and maybe next year, this year you're done. It's over. It's over. Like you're not in that hunt bubble. You're not even in that conversation because I think you have 9 losses.
Yeah.
It's like you're done. You're done. Like you're honestly done. It's just a matter of like this week or next week. Like if Chargers win Sunday night, they have 9 wins. Uh, the Broncos on a bye, Ravens on a bye. You're pretty much covered. You're covered. So and you got the Dolphins twice, Buffalo again. You're cooked. You're cooked, sir. You're cooked. Seahawks. The fact that the fucking Cardinals lost, it's like, oh, like it's honestly, it's even a 14 race because, bro, San Fran's still in it at 5-7. They're still in it. Like what?
They're hurt to shit. They're too hurt, bro.
But I'm talking about I know they're hurt to shit, but record wise, they're still in it. And it's like, damn, Seahawks, you have to maintain ground. You got the Cardinals again. You get the chance at redemption, Gino.
Sweet.
I know. Well, I mean, you get the sweep if you beat them before, but Gino didn't play well. It took a pick 6 to win. Like, come on, Gino, lock in. But shout out to Seahawks. The defense stepped up, got a fumble 6, and then the off Jackson Smith and Jigba, man. I'm that's my flag, man. I keep on telling him. He is that nice. And people are seeing it. Like every week he makes like 1 or 2 key plays. Bro, Trey DK and Lamb be the true one. It's up. It's up.
Trey DK.
Yeah.
Get
like a 3rd or 4th round pick for him and restart. Draft another receiver, have him be the one, keep Tyler Lockett because he has to be a lifer. And then that's it.
All right, I see you. I got nothing else. As long as the Jets keep losing, I'm valid. I don't give a damn. I'm a hater, but also I got a bet with Moosey and Jason. Really quickly, Commanders lock in against the Titans 42-19. This is exactly what we wanted. Great running game, Brian Robinson. Shout out to him. This is the game that I'm like, yeah. If you can't beat the Titans, then something's wrong. I didn't say they answered all the questions, but they got back on track. They locked in. They didn't make it close. They didn't like, oh, it's gonna be like a Jaguars Texans type thing. Nah, they said we're gonna punch them in the mouth early and cruise control for the rest of the game. Good win, great win. Get back on track. That's all I really gotta say.
I agree 100%. And also, if you're Tennessee, do you want to win? Like you kind of get in these like situations. Like you got 5 games left. You kind of want to start performing well enough to be in games, but at the end pull back a little bit. But I think from the first quarter, the first 4 drives of the Commanders, touchdown. Yeah, it's kind of hard to come back with that.
Listen, we're not playing with y'all today.
Shout out to Commanders, man. Shout out to Commanders. Bro, Panthers should have won. I feel so bad for Bryce and Adam Thielen. The defense, that was like their best defensive performance of the season. 2 picks, a lot of pressures, a lot of sags in Baker's face the entire game. Mike Evans making a hell of a catch, and then Adam Thielen making 2 great catches. One got called back, which that was a catch. That was a fucking catch. 2, catch made in overtime, and then the next play, Chuba Hubbard fumbles the ball. You're like,
oh my god, bro.
And then I felt bad for him because like everyone was left. He just on the bench to himself, like in the thoughts. Like I get it. I never played professionally. I played Pop Warner for 1 season. I get it though. Like you see a guy that cares that much, you're like, damn, like, and they lost because he fumbled. Oh man, that's tough. That's tough. Bryce Young's been cooking with grease, more confidence, and I love it. He got himself 1 more season. He bought himself another season. Because I do think they're not going to – because the quarterback class is kind of light. It's kind of light. So it's like you got who you got? Shador, Cam, Carson. I don't even know about Carson. Quinn Ewing.
There's a guy at LSU, Garrett Nussmeyer, who's okay. We got some guys. There's not like, oh my god, like, it's not like it's not like the couple drafts ago where it's like, damn, like,
But like first round pick vibe,
nah, there's just two, maybe three.
maybe three. Carson Beck was up there, but then his stock kind of fell this season
Yeah.
because he's playing bad. And then he's saying, "Oh, he don't watch football because it's like I didn't get the whole clip, but he said he doesn't watch football." I'm like, how can you not watch football? Like, I'm not understanding. Like, whatever. I don't know. But shout out to Bryce. He's been cooking. And then also, I mean, hey, fuck it. A win's a win. Shout out to the Bucks. They're 6-6, tied for first. Hey, we'll see, man. We'll see.
Again, my agenda. I'm hurt. The agenda failed. It is what it is. Again, the agenda is a biased. For those who are new, the agenda is a biased prediction. We take subjectivity and turn it up to 1,000. We're like, yo, we rooting for these teams to fail. The Bucks had a chance to lose and they didn't. Missed a kick too. Chase McLaughlin is their kicker. We talk about Justin Tucker in a second. There's some kicks that he missed too, which kept the Panthers in the game. Panthers fighting hard. I'm glad I don't gotta see them again until next season because they scrappy. They definitely scrappy and can upset anybody. Hell, they almost beat the Bucks and almost beat the Chiefs 2 weeks ago. So who knows? I'm not gonna get emotional. I'm not gonna get ha 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 rah rah rah. Season's essentially over. 4-8. If we want to fuck around and make the playoff, I'm not gonna be mad. I'm just gonna like, okay. But when I think we lose one more game, it's pretty much wraps. Um, can't lose to the Giants though. You gotta be the Giants. We lose. I don't care if we lose everybody else. I really don't care. We can't lose to the Giants because there's a lot of shit talking in that chat, and that's not it's not a positive environment. Rams. Me and Shabazz was playing Fortnite as we were watching these games. Puka Nakua. I love that guy, except when he's playing against my team. Because man, he's awesome. Puka Nakua is great. Kyrie Williams scored again. Like the Rams are an infuriating team because they should put up more points than they do. They have Matthew Stafford. They have Sean McVay. They have all the weapons you need. The defense is budding. They're not great. They're okay, but just 21 points against the Saints. Like I'm not saying my defense is trash, but it's like just not that's not good. It's not good to only put up 21 points against the Saints. So something needs to fix. I love Puka Nakua. Sure. Love Puka Nakua. Love Kyrie Williams. And again, I hope I don't gotta see the Rams again. I hope they go off and make things happen. I had them winning the division, for Christ's sake. So if they want to start around and make the playoffs and win the division, that's cool with me. I will say this though for the Saints. Taysom Hill, towards ACL. So pour one out for Taysom Hill. He's 35. That might be it for him in terms of playing football for the New Orleans Saints. Get well soon, my brother. You are a Swiss Army knife. You're one of my favorite players to ever watch put on a Saints uniform, to be honest. And it's just a shame. It's just a shame. But shout out to MVS as well. Fourth touchdown in the fourth game as a Saint. So shout out to him as well. But Saints lose. At this point, there's no huffing and puffing about it.
I don't know. I have no follow up. Mainly that the Rams keeping it even as a playoff spot. Like they need to win. Like they gotta just keep on winning games. Like whether it be 21-14, like closer games. Like they can keep on winning. Put some pressure on the Commanders who play Philly again and Dallas again and like we'll see. And even so, like Minnesota might fall off a cliff. Packers might fall off a cliff. So even if they don't win a division, there is an outside chance that they actually get into the playoffs. So we'll see. We shall see. Not mad. I'm honestly not. Am I happy with a loss? No. But if we had even like squeaked out the win here, everyone would been like riding Baltimore's coattails, and I'm like, I don't like that. I don't. I hate when there's inconsistencies with sports media. That's why I boycott. I tend to boycott sports media after, especially after a Ravens loss, because they immediately pour into what the problem is with Baltimore. But when they win, there's crickets. Like, oh, they just blind over. Like, oh, Jedi mind trick. Oh, Baltimore's the best team in the league. I don't think we're the best team in the league. I actually do think it's Philly. I do respect Philly a lot. Will Jalen Hurts come like? Will he let them down? Yes, because it's gonna be a game where he needs to like pop out and show. I don't think he can, but when Saquon's running for a buck something a game and a touchdown, it puts a lot of pressure off of him. Devontae Smith not being there also hampers Jalen Hurts a lot because AJ Brown only had 5 catches for 64 yards. It's like everyone was like, "Oh, the pass defense for Baltimore is shaky." No, it's actually not. Since Kyle Hamilton has shifted over to just strictly the safety spot, our pass defense has been actually solid. Like it's actually been pretty good. But now that does come across to our run defense because Kyle Hamilton is so great as a tackler. It also puts a lot of more like communication in the linebacker room. But the fact that he's back there in the safety, I can live with. I still Travis Jones, Matabike, Roquan. I'd like that. Like I love that. Calvin Noy didn't play. He needs to get healthy. Adafe Owe needs to get healthy, get better, and more confident. I'm not like honestly like I'm not concerned about the defense. Like these last 3 weeks, like hey, I'm not mad. Offensively though, our offensive line, like we need some fire. We need something to like because against the Chargers, we were pushing around and Derek had 100 yards and everything was going smooth. But then it's like we get against Philly. And I know they got that big boy Jalen Carter. I know he's a man amongst boys out there. I know it's hard to hard to block and all that. But he was just making his presence known the entire game. And then Lamar, for the last couple weeks, since the Pittsburgh game, he's been shaky first quarter and then solid the rest. So I say shaky first couple of drives. That because he threw a dot with a lot of on that for Mark Andrews. Likely was right behind him. So one of them two was gonna catch it. But then he missing throws to Zay Flowers that he makes routinely. He's missing likely on the deep post route, which could have gone for a lot of yards. Nelson Aguilar dropped a lot, and bro. I don't know why Deontay Johnson isn't. We traded a 7th round pick for him to do nothing. For that 7th round pick, we could have got Preston Smith from the Packers at the Steelers guy to help our defensive front. So it's like, what are we doing? And then the elephant in the room, Justin Tucker. I don't like Jordan Stout as the holder is definitely the shift what happened. Dick Roddenaz saying that ever since he played the Chiefs in the championship game, that's where he got the yips from. Could be correlation there. Ain't nobody was talking about the Chiefs though, so he bought up the Chiefs. That's why I'm like, fuck it, right? It's everyone is kind of harboring over the Ravens, which it sucks. I wish we could be under the radar, like the Saints or like any other team that's like in the middle, like Houston. No one talking about Houston, which is like, okay, cool. But when you got a polarizing figure like Lamar Jackson, 2-time MVP, one of the best to ever do it, and when you have a history of being a competitive team, it's like, damn, like you need to talk about Lamar, talk about the Ravens. But it's like, dude, we're 8-4 or 8-5. We're 8-5. We have the tiebreaker over the Chargers, the tiebreaker over the Buffalo Bills. If we end up getting tied, we have the tiebreaker over the Broncos as well. We've beaten some pretty good teams. So what? We fucking lost to Philly. So what? So what? I'm actually glad we lost to Philly because we're on a bye week and Lamar is pissed. A pissed off Lamar Jackson. Sorry, Giants. It's about to be belt to ass. Him, I know they want to run Derrick Henry, and I know him and Zay Flowers got to connect more. But like he got 60 something, like 60 something, 70 yards off of like 3 catches. He could have easily had 100 because Lamar missed him so many times in the first half. But then Justin Tucker missing kicks. It's like, dude, like those 7 points that you missed out on really is different. Like we controlled the ball the entire third quarter, but didn't score because he missed 2 kicks. What the fuck, dude? And it's just, I'm happy with our defensive play. Yeah, they scored 24, but I 24 to allow a team to score 24 under in this generation of the NFL, that's solid. I give them that. Offensively, we just gotta get better and stop having these slow starts. Use this bye week to get healthy, get it right, mentally, physically, and come at with the Giants, Pittsburgh, Houston, Browns. That's it. Like, let's end the season 12-5. Get the lid back for the Lamar's first loss against the NFC. Get the lid back from earlier a couple weeks ago against Pittsburgh. Smoke Houston. And then get our leg back for Cleveland, losing that Cleveland game. End the season 12-5. Maybe in the playoffs as a division leader. And then we in there. And then we riding into the playoffs with a lot of momentum. Let's go, man.
Got nothing else to add there. Good shit. Sunday Night Football. Bills put belt to ass against the Niners in the snow game. I called it. Niners can't stop the run. Bills want to run the ball. James Cook, 2 of them things. Josh Allen, passing, receiving, rushing touchdown. I'm like, again, the Niners are in the, I'm not saying supernatural funk. I'm not saying anything like that, like Chris Broussard. They're just hurt to shit. Chris McCaffrey, he's out probably for the rest of the season, barring they make the playoff, but probably not. Again, it's just a shame. That's all. It's not anything like that. It's just Super Bowl windows of great teams. They can be as cool for like the Chiefs as long as Mahomes is there, or in Burrow's case, as long as I'm here, we have a chance to win Super Bowl. But as soon as you get injuries and you can't pay everybody, and then your Avengers level squad is not even Avengers level, is Teen Titans level, and then that Teen Titans level turns to just a closed window. It is what it is. The Niners aren't a good team. It's okay to say that. It's okay to say that. I'm happy that Ayuk got his money before he got hurt. I'm happy that McCaffrey is getting his money before he got hurt. I'm happy that Debo gets his money. Brock Purdy, he's about to get paid. Now, is he going to get Dak money, or is he going to get medium to pack, Daniel Jones type money? Who knows? He hasn't gotten paid at all for the last couple of years. So he probably wants a pay raise, and rightfully so. But again, the Bills are a juggernaut. The Bills, in my opinion, are the best team in the NFL. Hand up, I said that they would be trash. I said that they'd miss the playoffs. I was wrong. I got to admit, I was wrong. I admitted I was wrong weeks ago. Bills are a great team. I think they right now are the best team in the NFL, and I believe finally Josh Allen will win an MVP. But none of this matters in December 3rd. For him, for Lamar, for Mahomes, for the quarterbacks, that regular season shit doesn't matter. It's what you do in January. Lamar is the same way. Mahomes doesn't care. He's sleepwalking through the regular season just like LeBron did. When he gets to the playoffs, That's when it's going to matter most. And Josh Allen can't win an MVP and then shit the bed against Kansas City again. Like that just can't happen. This offense, Joe Brady running the ball first, that effort Josh Allen fucking meter is not even registering anymore. He's reining them in. Be aggressive, but be poised. Josh Allen's playing the best ball right now. Contrary to Nick Wright, I think he's the best quarterback in the league right now. I think the Bills are the best team in the AFC at least. And again, the Niners are just they just hurt the shit, and it happens.
All right, you gotta chill with the best quarterback. You gotta relax.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
get I give he 10-2. He 10-2. He playing well. Alright. But you know what I'm saying? This is a Lamar Jackson show, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to calm that down, right? We're going for Saquon for MVP. We need a running back. We need a running back for an MVP, man. Please hold on. We need that. We need that. But no, Josh Allen is definitely playing well. He's playing not the best ball of his career. I think in 2020 when he was second MVP, that was amazing. He's just doing what it takes to win. Whether it be throwing it, handing it off. I think he only threw it like 17 times. Like it wasn't really nothing that crazy. Like his stats aren't godly, but he's winning games. So that's the same thing with Lamar last season. His stats weren't godly, but the moments and he's winning games, prime time moments, and like he's making you throw a pass and you lateral see yourself and he run it. Moments like that, running on fourth down for a touchdown like, in Chiefs. Like moments like that are what make MVPs. And he's got those. So you can't force him. But I am concerned that Baltimore put Belt's ass. Houston should have lost that game, but they let him in it. I don't know. I was still jacking he got concussed that game. I don't know why he played. But he's been playing extremely well this entire season. It's honestly between him and Saquon. Jared Goff, no. He is not a legitimate MVP candidate to me. I don't see it. I don't believe in it. No. But Josh Allen played well. Shout out to Josh, and he doing his thing. Now, I keep it a buck and a half. When Jameis threw that first pick six to Batonio, I fell asleep. I was like, I gotta wake up early for work tomorrow. So that why I wake up, check my phone, 41-30. It was like 17-10 at half. I'm like, what the fuck happened? Jerry Judy, 230 something, 9 catches. Jameis, 500 yards. Bo Nix did not play well at all. He really did not. You throw away that bomb to Marvin Mims. He had 2 picks. He was like really 50% from the field. It's like he played ass. That touchdown bomb that he threw was amazing. Colin Sutton have a 100-yard game, amazing. The defense making plays, great. But 14 points you take back and you lose to the Browns. But also, Jameis is the full Jameis, bro. Full, like before it was full Levis, it was full Jameis. 30-30, bro. You got the 30. That you have 5,000 yards, which you threw that season with 30 touchdowns with 30 interceptions. Like, man, it's rough. It's rough. But for the Browns, you're like, okay, we're relevant. And then you want to lose these games because at what point, like, you weren't making the playoffs. 1, 2, who are your wins? Baltimore, Pittsburgh. Those are great wins. So, and they're gonna be Pittsburgh again. Where's this ball? They're gonna be Pittsburgh again on Sunday. Where's this ball? But I don't know, man. I think Bo Nix, they needed this win. Now they on the bye, 8-5. Like, okay, all right now. So it's they Denver exceeding expectations on a rebuilding year. I cannot wait to see what a full rebuild of the Denver Broncos looks like. I got my Goku energy with me. Like I got like my Saiyan pride is like I want to see them at they peaking, but they ain't at their best. And Patrick Surtain is in the running for the first player there. He's amazing. I've been saying it. We both been saying it the whole season. He's amazing. PS2 is amazing. And shout out to Sony, 30-year anniversary of the PS1. Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, I got nothing else to add. Genuinely, the James experience. I fell asleep as well. I had to be up at 6 a.m. every morning. So I'm like, okay. I stayed up till about halftime, and then I saw the big play for Marvin Mims. Oh, Broncos got this. So peek behind the curtain real quick. Again, I had the parlay of the week, and then I redid it after Thanksgiving. So I had Chiefs, Texans, Commanders, whatever. Then it was for mine. It was 5 to win 35. So when everything was hit, I'm like, yo, let's go Broncos. So I didn't really watch the rest of this game. I only had 35 cash at the line. Some dude had like 25,000, 3,000, or all the extra stuff. So again, it's a situation where like I'm happy I won, but like I'm not sweating that much money. Regardless, though, I wake up, I see Jameis pick six, Staves comeback. I'm like, oh man. So like, you can't be serious. Again, it's like Jameis Winston had almost 500 yards, had 3 touchdowns, 2 picks, 3 picks, 2 pick sixes. That's just it's the full Jameis. It's the full Jameis experience. He is the most exciting player in the NFL. He's the most exciting. You want to see what he talks about. You want to see what he's going to do next. And he has Pittsburgh coming up. Can he pull another upset out of his ass? Potentially. Potentially, because I don't know what the spread is. I can try to figure out right now, but I'm pretty sure it'll be Pittsburgh because it's in Pittsburgh. It'll probably be Pittsburgh -5.5, -6, and I'm gonna probably bet Cleveland to cover. Why? Because AFC North matchups, man. Throw the records out the way. That's all I really can say on that. And to answer my own question, it is 6.5. So yeah, safe to say, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely calling that Cleveland spread because ain't no way. The big spreads, Pittsburgh with big spreads do not match up. They do
that's what
not.
I'll be, bro. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. But that's a recap of my bets. The agenda parlay lost. The Chargers took care of business with the Saints and Panthers did. So it is what it is. We have another agenda parlay for tomorrow. Stay tuned. The FID parlay for the love. All of FID lost. Every single team of FID lost. The Patriots, Giants, Jets, Ravens, and Saints all lost. I'm pretty sure if you had put a parlay of all of like the opposite of the FID, so fuck FID, that would have cashed. We might have to start placing those just because.
G-Mac.
And then my parlay of the week basically cashed. I had redid it, but all I was basically a field goal away from getting the over in the Bears Lions. Other than that, and damn, someone crashed. It's crazy, but I'm good. You have any closing remarks, or we want me to close it out?
Close it out, man. I'm good, man. Just disappointed in my team. It's okay.
All right. So besides disappointment, all right, ladies and gentlemen, that's our show. That's again, try to keep it brief. There's a lot of good things. Got good games we got to talk about. Some bad games we breezed through. Disappointed both our teams lost, but hey, you can't win them all unless you're Kansas City with Black Magic. That's neither here nor there. I'm Natty Baps. That's your Baz. Please leave a like, subscribe if you're new, tell a friend, tell a friend. Live your life in the 4 F's and the V: faith, food, family, football, and if I can find it,
Scrabble. Scrabble.
Vindication.
we'll see you guys tomorrow at 8:30 where we preview week 14. Bye Mageddon Part 2. We have 6 teams on bye, so not as many games. Stay cool, but also stay warm. It's getting cold outside. If you're in an area like myself with snow, drive safe. Don't do anything stupid. We'll see you guys tomorrow, 8:30 EST. Be there, be there. You have no choice. Till then.